Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. What I'm about to tell you is not just another rumor. It's a seismic shift, a once-in-a-generation possibility that could reshape the entire AFC landscape. I've been behind the scenes, digging through every whisper, every tip, every transaction dossier, and what I've uncovered is nothing short of astonishing. This isn't hyperbole. What's happening right now could change everything for the Buffalo Bills, for their future, and for a certain rising star who's been quietly making waves across the league. Trust me when I say, pay close attention because what's coming might blow your mind. There's a secret buried deep in NFL corridors, a move that could define the 2026 offseason, and I'm about to bring you all the intel, all the layers, everything that's been kept under wraps. But I warn you, this isn't for the faint of heart. What I've uncovered could mark the beginning of a new era, one filled with intrigue, high-stakes decisions, and the kind of storylines that will be talked about at Super Bowls for decades. Stay tuned, because what's coming next isn't just a rumor, it's an absolute game-changer. Now, if you're smart, you'll hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and turn on those notifications. Because the exclusive details I'm about to share will separate those who are in the know from the rest of the football world. There are whispers circulating in league circles that this trade domino could soon tip over, and the fallout will be immense. Only the deepest insiders have the full picture, and I've got it all. Are you ready to uncover what could be the biggest move of the year? Let's go. First, let's build the context. The Buffalo Bills are in a moment of chaos and opportunity. With Sean McDermott's firing after a disappointing playoff exit, the organization is desperate for a fresh start, a new identity. The franchise's core, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and those young stalwarts, are at a crossroads. The front office, led by Brandon Beane, has been meticulously planning their next move, an overhaul that could include a blockbuster trade, and here's where it gets truly wild. Inside sources suggest that Buffalo is eyeing a player who perfectly fits their mold, a player who can elevate the defense immediately, a guy with the talent, the pedigree, and the clear potential to become a cornerstone. But what if I told you that this player is Ji'Ayir Brown? Yes, you heard right. The talented safety from the San Francisco 49ers, who's been quietly ascending, might be the piece Buffalo desperately needs. Think about it. The Bills' secondary has been inconsistent, especially at safety. Micah Hyde's injury struggles and the aging of Jordan Poyer have left a gap, one that screams for a young, versatile star with the intelligence and physical skills to lock down the entire back end. Now, I want to give you a full breakdown of why this is not just a reckless rumor, but something that's been quietly brewing under the radar, with credible whispers coming from multiple league insiders. But first, let's dissect the Bills' needs, what's wrong, what they're trying to fix, and how Ji'Ayir Brown might just be their golden ticket. The Bills historically have had a solid but not spectacular secondary. Over the last few seasons, their zone coverage has been leaky, especially in crucial moments. The loss of Tre'Davious White last year hurt, but it's the safety position where they've been vulnerable. Micah Hyde's age and injuries have created a significant hole, his experience invaluable but his health declining. Poyer's contract is up after 2026, and there's a sense of urgency to inject youth and athleticism into the backfield. Unfortunately, their draft options haven't quite filled that gap with a surefire star. Analytics confirm what the eye test shows. The Bills' defense ranked outside the top 15 against the pass last season, especially in red zone efficiency and on third downs. Their safeties struggled in coverage against tight ends and slot receivers, and while the defensive scheme under Sean McDermott was solid, especially in blitz packages, the back end lacked the elite playmaker needed in today's NFL. That's where Ji'Ayir Brown comes into focus. This kid is a game changer. His film is a clinic in versatility, instinct, and range. Watching him at Penn State and in his limited NFL appearances, you see a player with a unique combination of traits: exceptional instincts, the ability to cover sideline to sideline, and a nose for the ball. His 4.45-second 40-yard dash at the combine, coupled with a 38-inch vertical and a 102 broad jump, show a player with explosive athleticism, traits that scouts salivated over during the 2023 draft cycle. More than just raw tools, Brown's football IQ is off the charts. His discipline in zone coverage, rare knack for reading the quarterback's eyes, and ability to process plays in real time put him in a league of his own. He's called the quarterback of the secondary by analysts and has been praised by NFL insiders as a future All-Pro safety. And what's been eye-catching is his performance against top-tier college competition. Against Ohio State, Michigan, and Alabama, he was a terror, often shadowing receivers and making game-changing plays. In advanced metrics, Brown ranks in the 88th percentile in coverage efficiency, with a 90.2 grade from PFF, above many of the top safeties drafted in 2023. His 6 interceptions across his college career, combined with a forced fumble and 17 pass breakups in his final season, underline his playmaking ability. The analytics show a player with a 94.3 grade in run defense, highlighting his dual threat capability, both in pass coverage and run support. What scouts rave about is his mental toughness. Brown's film shows a player who anticipates routes, makes crucial breaks on the ball, and rarely gets fooled. His leadership qualities are evident. Teammates rave about his football intelligence and contagious energy. It's no wonder NFL teams see him as a defensive quarterback, the kind of player who can turn a defense from good to elite. Now, how viable is a trade? Here's where it gets interesting. The 49ers, with their loaded secondary, Charvarius Ward, Diamador Lenoir, and the emerging Talanoa Hufanga, have a surplus of talent at safety. Brown, as talented as he is still on his rookie deal, and the team could pivot to upgrade other areas. Sources within the 49ers front office suggest that Brown's trade value might be at its peak. His contract, age, and upside make him a prime candidate for a blockbuster deal. How would it work? Well, the trade would likely revolve around a first-round pick or a high second-rounder, plus a player or a pick swap, possibly targeting an immediate draft capital infusion to reinforce their roster. The 49ers could leverage Brown's stock to secure a first-rounder or even multiple picks in this very draft. The salary cap gymnastics. They're manageable. Brown's rookie deal is a steal in today's market, and the 49ers could absorb a sizable cap hit to facilitate the move, especially if it means acquiring premium assets back. Let me break down the potential compensation. A mid to high first-round pick, perhaps a future third-rounder, and a player swap involving a veteran or a depth piece. The key is the timing. Trades at this stage often involve negotiations behind closed doors, with franchises employing strategic leaks to gauge league interest and set the market. But why would the Bills pull the trigger? Because they are desperate for defensive overhaul, and Brown is the perfect fit to replace Poyer long-term while injecting youth into a veteran-heavy secondary. For the 49ers, losing Brown would sting, but they have depth and are known for their shrewd asset management. Now, let's analyze scheme fit. The Bills' defense under McDermott has been built around zone coverage and versatile safeties. Brown's skill set matches perfectly. He's adaptable, intelligent, and aggressive when needed. His size and speed make him ideal for Buffalo's hybrid schemes, allowing them to switch seamlessly between cover 2, cover 3, and even man-heavy looks. His ability to rotate into nickel or base safety provides flexibility for the defensive coordinators and offers the Bills a new dimension of playmaking. Comparatively, players like Minkah Fitzpatrick or Kevin Byard come to mind, elite safeties who transform defenses. Brown has that potential with a slightly lower cost and a higher upside due to his youth and athleticism. If he lands in Buffalo, expect an immediate upgrade, an injection of speed, instinct, and leadership that could elevate their entire back end to top-tier status. What's the downside? The risk of injury, of course. Brown's hamstring issue this postseason is a concern, but honestly, that's a minor blip in a long-term view. The worst-case scenario: he struggles with the transition or the Bills' scheme doesn't maximize his talents, but even then his ceiling remains sky-high. In terms of projected impact, this trade could turn the Bills from a decent defense into one of the league's best. It would send a message, an organization willing to make bold moves to put their faith in a young star. It's the kind of move that can galvanize a fan base, ignite locker room chemistry, and serve as a catalyst for deeper postseason runs. Now, let's step back and consider what this means for the 49ers. They would be losing a future star, but also gaining draft capital and roster flexibility. Brown's departure might spark a reshuffle in San Francisco's secondary, perhaps moving Talanoa Hufanga into a more prominent role or drafting a talented safety in the upcoming draft. Finally, my professional opinion. This move makes sense for both sides. The Bills need a game-changer on defense, and Brown's elite talent fits the bill. The 49ers, with their depth at safety, could afford to trade him for the right price, especially if they're aiming for a rebuild or retooling phase to stay competitive. The timeline. Expect negotiations to heat up soon. Sources tell me that discussions could accelerate as early as the combine or free agency early in March. And I haven't even touched the broader league implications. A trade of this magnitude would send shockwaves across the AFC. Other contenders would be watching nervously, not just because of Brown's talent, but because it signals a new wave of aggressive, strategic moves brewing beneath the surface. It's a chess match, and Buffalo might just be about to make the first real move. So stay alert, because this isn't just a story about a player or a team. It's about the future of the NFL landscape, redrawing the boundaries of power, challenging the status quo, and setting the stage for what could be the most explosive offseason in recent memory. And the best part, there's more coming. More players, more deals, more secrets about to spill. Trust me, I've got sources plugged in at every level. This is just the beginning. Keep your eyes open, stay locked in, because what's about to unfold will be legendary. This isn't just football. It's a war, a calculated, relentless pursuit of greatness, and I'm here to make sure you're the first to know every twist, every turn, every revelation. Because in this game, the truth is the ultimate weapon, and I've got it all.